doing. Like these zealots here, it was just on the skin of his teeth that Eladimir survived. So setting those zealots in one at a time might have worked. So you can't fault him too bad for that. And look at this. Eladimir puts down a hatchery and then cancels it. And I don't know if I'm giving him too much credit for this, but if he did that just for the sole psychological purpose of Rodrigo seeing him go put an expansion down and then cancel, just to try to hide this a little bit more so he won't think that there's an expansion somewhere else and go looking. He did scout up the side there for an expansion, didn't find anything. So and here's another big force coming in. We got 5 spine crawlers up, pretty good defense, quite a lot of roaches here, but there's one single void ray, and if that void ray can take down these spine crawlers, it's game over for Eladimir. So he's got to get some anti-air pretty quick. He's got this queen, and I'll tell you right now, I'd be running some stalkers over in this area to try to take the queen down. The void ray is charged up and focusing on the queen, managing to take it out. And right now there is nothing Eladimir can do. And he takes out one spine crawler, and taking out the Hydra Den is the next best thing. But he's got to focus down this new queen that just popped out. Good timing, good thinking by Eladimir. He knew he had to get out another queen. And now, without that void ray, Rodrigo just thinks he's got no other choice but to go for it, and he sacrifices all this. Look at this little drone here. This little drone is my hero. He walks out. He's even holding some gas there. I guess like a little bomb. Maybe he's thinking he's gonna run up and explode this gas all over some kind of enemies there. He didn't get a kill, but I saw him spitting at some zealots. So this little guy here, he's probably the MVP so far. If he keeps this this army composition here rounded out, I think. I hope he stays in there for a while. Let's take a look at the gold. Eladimir's got 7 drones on the gold expansion. Rodrigo is just getting an expansion up now. Look at all of this money that Rodrigo saved up. He's got warp gate technology. He could be warping in zealots. He's not. Take a look at the units tab here. He's got 1 zealot, 1 void ray, 2 stalkers, and 1,700 minerals. I mean, what are you thinking? You gotta start, if you got these warp gates, you just spam zealots. When you got that much minerals, go get another expansion somewhere else, like look at this gold here or something like that. You know, you gotta try to do something with the minerals. I realize the gas he's using on void rays right now, which now, I mean, he knows he's been scouted with the void rays. He's been taken down. Look at all the hydralisks here. So I don't know what he's thinking he's gonna do with these void rays when there's hydralisks on the field now, and he wasn't able to do anything at the main base with his force beforehand. And cannons, like, look at this. Like, who puts a cannon? What's this cannon protecting? Like a fly-in from exactly this angle? I don't get it. I guess now he's just trying to spend his minerals on cannons, but you know, you can't run your cannons around and kill anything. So he should be pumping out some zealots. Almost mined out at this main base here. He's got piles of probes mining at these little tiny mineral patches. He should have sent about, well, most of those probes over to his expansion here. You know, he can break the rocks and go to an expansion there. Of course, he barely has enough units to break the rocks if he tried. So I like what Eladimir is doing. Like he's got a decent amount of drones here. He's got this pretty well saturated, and he's sent almost all of his drones. So you know, he's got a little bit of minerals here, which it's kind of a backup in case you lose your expansions, and you got a bit of minerals at your main base. Now look at this. Okay, this is going to be pretty much game over, I think. He's got a sizable force. They just focus down those zealots so fast. There's nothing left here. 2 Void Rays, 2 Stalkers, and I think Charge just finished because I didn't see those last Stalkers or those last zealots charging around. But and then what's left over? These Hydras and Roaches can easily clean up this. Let's take a look, and yeah, there's 2 Void Rays, which you don't want to fly anywhere near these Hydras. Oh yeah, okay, I guess Eladimir felt like sacrificing a bunch of Zerglings to the slimy worm god of the Zerg. They sure didn't do a whole lot of damage there. But, you know, that is about the only use of those cannons here. Let's take a look at the cannons. We got 4 cannons powered off of 1 pylon. Don't ever do that, people. That is not a good idea, especially, you know, when he's going ranged attack. You know, Eladimir is basically going straight Hydras from what you just saw. Well, I guess those cannons went up earlier, but yeah, it's just, you don't want to power 4 cannons with 1 pylon. So if there's anything we can learn from Rodrigo's play, I think number 1 is you got to do something with all that money earlier on. If he had a whole bunch of those zealots earlier in the game, you know, it might have made a difference. But he threw so much into his original attack that he seemed like he was kind of reeling. Like maybe it was his only strategy. He's having real trouble doing getting a foothold anywhere else. Another good thing that Eladimir is doing is he's just keeping little scouts around, making sure that Rodrigo doesn't expand anywhere extra. Eladimir knows he can pop back in here and destroy that. He plans on going back anyways to destroy him. Zergling here, so he knows that nothing's going up there to expand. And Rodrigo's completely mined out of his main base. So he's got to send all of his probes out distance mining because he's only got 380 minerals, which is quite a shame. You know, you want 400 to build that Nexus. So it's kind of a little bit of a comedy of errors in that sense. So there's not much left in this game, I'll tell you, because he chases these Void Rays around for a little while. It's a little bit of a dog and pony show. And then decides to go for the main base. Yeah, and just at this point, Eladimir is the only one still left in this game. When he shows this force to the 29 long-distance mining probes and 3 Void Rays that Rodrigo's got left, I think, yeah, it's about time for Rodrigo to drop from the game. And Eladimir feels like he didn't get enough smash and grab going on here, so he decides to stay in, walk through the front base, just so he can see everything and kill what is left. I guess to satisfy his own sense of bloodthirsty desire. So, that is it for this one. I thought it was a well-played game by Eladimir. Like, really good play to stop that Zealot rush. It was solid. It was a good Zealot rush. Early on, lots and lots of Zealots caused a whole lot of damage. But man, could Rodrigo not follow that up. And, you know, he neglected his early game macros so much that, you know, he had 1,500 minerals banked at a point in the game when Eladimir was down to just 1 hatchery and struggling to hold on for his life. So when you got those kind of minerals, throw down 3 or 4 more gates. You got warp gate technology. There was no forward pylon to warp in units. So, yeah, we could learn a whole lot from Rodrigo's play here. You know, Rodrigo, if you ever watch this, I'm not trying to be mean. We can all learn from other people's mistakes. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. So, you know, you made a few mistakes there. You know, these cannons in the back. Eladimir never had a single flying unit, and look at this. Like, there were so many minerals invested in cannons at the back of his base. So, yeah, lots of mistakes. I wouldn't say Eladimir beat a hugely difficult opponent, but he played well. I love the early defense. I think that was the most interesting and solid part of the game. And that's it. So thank you guys for listening. And this has been an Ogre cast. Thank you very much.